Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bullet Click Reloaded for April and May 2017. I'm your host, Adam Gerard. Let's get it underway. On April 15th in Newcastle Pro Wrestling, Spaceman, the Bullet Click Brutalizer, pushed Hellraiser Helton to the limit. The old man was put into chiropractic and physiotherapy for weeks afterwards, just scraping away with his title. But speaking of scraping away, Helton himself had to be scraped off the canvas after a Spaceman spear. April 21st, when Nikki Nitro defended her title successfully against Azalea in Chaos Championship Wrestling. Nikki Nitro still the reigning and defending CCW Women's Champion. And in Bullet Click Romance news, our illustrious leader, Wayne the Maniac Maddie, tied the knot with his beautiful bride, Vonnie Maddie. She is now Mrs. Maniac, and the entire Vegas ceremony was presided over by none other than the King himself. We move now to May, and May 20th saw the long-promised debut and reveal of our Western Australian member. That's right, both the Maniac and the Brutalizer Spaceman headed over to the West Coast to tear it up. Maniac took part in a tag team match and did what he did best, caused destruction, caused pain, and chokeslammed as many motherfuckers as he could. And finally, the Australian sensation Craven pushed the Spaceman to the limit. So far to the limit, in fact, he earned his BK colours that night. Moving now to New South Wales, and in Australian wrestling entertainment, the Bullet Click's own Blake Stone took on former WWE member Shelton Benjamin and took him to the limit. And Shelton, just because you walked away with the victory this time, don't think you've won the war. We all know Blake Stone is a better man than you'll ever be. Moving now to Queensland, and May 27th saw Venom Pro Wrestling host Aftermath 2. And sadly, the historic and record-setting reign of the Tag Team Championship that is the Bullet Click has ended in VPW. Moving now to better news to come out of Queensland and VPW Aftermath 2 event. We saw Jake Nova, our very own Bullet Click high-flying sensation, become the first man to win the brass ring in the six-man ladder match. He defeated Tim Cade, Alex Shepard, Renegade, Rip Riley, and Jackson Spade to become the man to come down holding the ring. And of course, our Giant Cody was there simply to wish him well and to celebrate that victory. But the Brutalizer Spaceman wasn't done with his night in VPW there. Next he would turn his attention to Mr. Anderson and drive him to the mat with a thunderous spear. And Kennedy, Anderson, whatever you call yourself now, you'll probably get a new name now you're in witness protection to make sure you're safe from the Bullet Click.
I just laid out Anderson, I cost him the VPW titles. I was getting retribution for what he did to the BK in January.
Well, that brings us to the end of Bullet Click Reloaded for April and May. And normally this is the part of the show where I look deep into the camera and I spout a quip about what you can do if you don't like the Bullet Click. But you know what? This month, we've got a very special guest here to do it for me. I'm Adam Gerard, and I'll see you next time.
This is the King, Las Vegas. For all you wrestling fans out there, I just got one thing to say. If you ain't down with the Bullet Click, you ain't for shit.
June 3rd, you can see Nikki Nitro defend her Chaos Championship Wrestling Women's title at Valley Invasion. But the big question is, who will be Nikki's next victim? Over in Queensland, on June 24th, we have VPW Redemption, and I'm sure Spaceman will have some further words to say to Mr. Kenderson. Here in SA, you can catch me at PWSA. And of course, Sydney Supernova. Don't forget, that's where you'll be able to see Blake Stone tear through anybody, and I mean anybody. Comic book nerd, wrestler, doofus in a costume, or washed up actor there signing autographs. You're nothing compared to Blake Stone. But most importantly, don't forget to head down to the PWSA Arena on June 16th when we see the Maniac return. But more importantly, we unveil the newest member of the Bullet Clique.